to handle the issue of postgraduate certificate of education. Mdluli family of Madlenya today joined with members of the community in their search for their relative who they believe drowned at Lesotho River on Sunday. Well, those were our top stories making headlines. Now we shall get back to our news bulletin. The National Disaster Management Agency with ESWATINI Weather Meteorological Team today warned Yemaswati about potential cyclones that might hit the kingdom. We have a report.
The National Disaster Management Agency in the Early Warning and Detection Department, in collaboration with the Eswatini Meteorology Services, warned Yemaswati with possible cyclones during this rainy season. Eric Sayama stated that the prolonged rains might bring cyclones that are 8 in number, which might come in different times.
Tropical cyclone Eloise loke wasithikameza wavela eveni emalangeni amathathu kwaba nabantu labasishiyako kwaphindze kwaba ne-infrastructure eningi lekhanza ukuthi iyalimala kulomnyaka bavetile lokuthi lesimo lesinaso singaveta ukuthi ukhanze ukuthi la lapho sikhona noma enzaweni lesikhona kuyo le forecast la kangwane ti ema-tropical cyclones la kahle avele asemkhathini angedluli kwa-8 notawukhanza ukuthi la inombolo yawo leningi atawufika esigabeni sema-tropical cyclone akusho ukuthi senema-tropical cyclone manje but bavetile ukuthi lesimo sivetela ukuthi singavetelwa ngama-tropical cyclones la kafika esigabeni lesingu 6 to 8 notawukhanza ukuthi lamanye abo ngoba sithi nathi inyaka lophelele nje ikhona efika yasonzela eveni lakithi nakulo nyaka ngakhanza ukuthi sikhule khona lithuba lekuthi i-tropical cyclone iphindze isonzele ngoba siyawathi ukuthi avama ukuthi masibeka nje emuva avama ukuthi ngalesikhathi sithi makuyophela inyanga kaJanuary bese sesiyabona asayaqhamuka so nanyalo sisenako sikhona livela kithi singasho ukuthi noma kungakavethe ukuthi seyikhona ecalile kodwa ke lisencophelelweni ukuthi uma ngabe kungenteka ukhanza ukuthi kuqhamuka i-tropical cyclone kulesikhathi sekuthi vele kumandi kakhulu lapha kusho ukuthi muningi umonakalo lesithi ke sicela ukuthi nakhona lapho sexwayise sive phindze sicele onke ema-sectors ukuthi manje abazame ikakhulu bemadolobha ukuthi abachubeke sibambisane bavule ema-drains atosilamandi makaqhamuka ukhanze ukuthi ayakuhamba angagethuli noma abange leyo monakalo nasemakhaya asibane sikube khona lokuthi emva kwetindlu manje sivule lemisele letawo noma indlela imanda imisele kuba masivule imisele ukwazi sibangagethuka.
Yemaswati will want to be cautious and they'll continuously be updated about any developments. For Channel Yemaswati News, I'm Linda Shongwe with Kimberly Mavuso, Mbabane.
The Chief Executive Officer for Mbabane Town, Mr. Gideon Mhlongo, and Germany Golf Tournament today handed over 37,000 Malangeni to 8 beneficiaries who reside in Manzini. They were each given 3,500 and the beneficiaries are people who are less privileged. These beneficiaries are needy and they benefit from the annual tournament, which is usually held on the 26th of December. The profits that are made worth noting is the fact that the tournament has been ongoing for 15 years now. During an interview with our reporters, Mr. Gideon Mhlongo mentioned that their aim is to provide the less privileged, especially those living in Mbabane Town, with assistance.
Sibathola abahluphekile sicela litiko la social services la kamasipala silisifunele labo who really meet the requirements usivele ude lo sebendako uyahlupheka and the conditions akhe vele qualify singamsida so sithole 8 overall bangole labasitholele bona balambabane labanengi bakhona majority yakhona vele balambabane from the different wards ala edolobheni so lamhla besidistributha lokho distributed 3,500 to each.
Nawo kubana lapho esikoleni basushaya amalengiso ngulukula phezu edelebo ushaya ngama-merit nama-distinctions so siyadukuza nje nonke nje sinibongele ukuthi lithulatole kulesikhwama saNjumani.
A representative of the beneficiaries whose school fees is also paid by Njumane Charity Tournament expressed a heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Gideon Mhlongo and other companies who support the tournament.
I'm lost for words. Like, they have done so much for me. Like, all I can say is that God may bless them. Like, ababusiso kugogo ngela bakthingile timpilweni tabo nalaba ngakudingi nje, it's all.
The list of the companies who contributed to the tournament are as follows: Eclipse Environmental, Mhlongo Family, Fortis Chicken, Investment, Barbary, Media Orbit, Shield Intelligence, Philip, and Blue Diamond. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Mxolisi.
Bapalali Eswatini Red Cross today, during an interview with our reporters in Mbabane, stated that over 2,000 families were damaged by the recent storms that happened in the kingdom. We have a report.
Bapalali Eswatini Red Cross today, during an interview with our reporters, revealed that families that were affected by the storms that occurred in the kingdom are over 2,000. Mr. Elliot Jelia of the organization expresses heartfelt gratitude to Her Majesty the She-Elephant of the Kingdom. She mentioned that her organization is always supportive of them, especially in providing families that were affected by natural disasters.
Libandla lakhe sisebenza nalo emangweni liyasibambisa nalo ukuthi sive sangose siphile kangcono ikakhulu kulabo labawela dindlu siyabona ukuthi likhulu kakhulu ligalelo siyabona akusiko kuphela noko timvula nemililo solo ikhona inawo monakalo wendako emakhaya nayo sikhona ukuthi basitela singaba sitha khona emakhaya labikiwe nje kuze benginyalo nakusuka nje le qala kwalelihlobo angamakhulu amathathu nemashumi lasihlanu nesiphohlongo 358 bantu labatsinzekile bantu kodwa 2,215 kwanyalo umbiko losutholile unalesifikile lelo khaya sakhanza ukuthi kunalo walimala awufuthunyiswa esibhedlela kepha ngelishwa ke wasoya hamba emhlabeni singacela nje ukuthi kulabo labangasibambisa baqhubeke basibambise Eswatini Electricity Company kanye na NDMA kanye nesibe nje ngokusinikelela sibaphalali netihlobo.
He further mentioned that the contributing factor of houses being demolished by natural disaster is the fact that most families are built in wetlands and some of them are built with material that is not of high quality.
Siba sinika ke imali yokusakhele tindlu noma singakhi tindlu kwanyalo letidzili kenyalo kodwa
he concluded by urging the general public to assist the organization. A lot of families are in desperate need of food, shelter and other items following the natural disaster. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Mxolisi Mavuso, Mbabane.
University of Eswatini students today boycotted their classes as they demanded the government to handle the issue of postgraduate certificate of education. We have a report.
UNESCO students today were striking and later staged a meeting where they were discussing on how the ministry responsible for sponsoring their education suspended the support of the PCGE program, which is very important to them as students. According to the chief elections officer for the University of Eswatini, they plead with government to consider looking into this matter.
Issue number one is about my students are PGCE. So my students are PGCE. Kube ne issue ukuthi sekufanele apply njalo ukuthi babuye bathola PGCE because sebaqedile. So lokwendekile ke babajele eministry ukuthi PGCE soyadibhadalela. Bangishayela itolo nababuye eMbabane ukuthi nanasilametene nginga PGCE basitshela ukuthi eministry sefuna sibhadalela. Ngihamba ngaye office ka DSA to confirm lokho. Nabo baba bantu lesabayitholile le message lo baqambe manga ke ministry bathi bayitshela iSRC. Luckily enough I was in the previous SRC executive. There is no meeting there yake yakhona eministry ngangabi khona, so lokwendeka abazange sibake bakhulume lenzaba leyo.
ya pages inje basase wayayithinza, so it was just a propaganda ngekubuka kwami. Lokube khona ke ukuthi ama students basebenzisa logic le campus lesikuyo thina la kwaLuseni 70% 8 to 80% wala ma programs la offerishwa la, either science, BCom or noma ngiqhamuka kuphi uma humanities, all the students aphelela PGCE. So kusilimete kakhulu ekucabangeni kwethu, so ama students are decide ukuthi sibe nalomhlangano to understand kahle ukuthi yini bange iministry ukuthi ingasambhadaleli PGCE. Ama students athi uhulumende wakhona kuscrapa ilaw ka scholarship nga 2011, so nyalo ufuna kuscrapa off PGCE lokwenda ukuthi bafunzi babe nefear ukuthi kusasa utawukhokhwa ilaw or utawukhokhwa maybe naya engineering kuthiwa asasponsorishe, besabe ukuthi kusasa utawukhokha ama humanities athi akasawasponsorish. So lokungcono ukuthi nyalo bahambe baye eministry bayocela iministry ibhadalele wonke umfunzi because ekugcineni lo mfunzi utayibhadala le mali.
They stated that they will continue to pursue the matter as they will be in Baban to bring their petition to government. In the show of Channel Yemaswati News with Kimberly Mavuso, University of ESWATINI, BULLETIN.
ukuthi vele tabakhona lento langaliniki asuka nakhona lahlubuka manje lejali yeva lesikhathi baplana le kusibatawe ndana yonke lento lelikhuluma kulisitshele lapha lisuke livile le ukuthi vele batawe yena manje inkinga yalo lokuthi lento itawenteka kanjani alathi njengoba ke bantu bathivikela kusuka ke bantu bathivikela ukuthi ke bangavelelwa into betha sende ngalendlela ifengayo le kecha lento vele lisuke livile lona le ngani ngoba hayi ukuthi la prophet liva ngendlebe ukuthi vele nyase siplana ukuthi nyalo nje baplana ukuthi ke bona laba bakaSatanism babulale nangu lokuthi ke uthi indzaba akube nje bathe sibangambulala ke bese kusubulewe live kwinje kusuke lomunye umsindvo ke bese kuqiseka ingadi ngoba kuqiseka ingadi ithabe iqisekela ukuthi ubulewe lomunye bathasu kubulewe live kusuka umsindvo.
He concluded by stating that Prophet Gina and his followers should lead in the battle, so that they should be the ones who are killed, as opposed to hiding on social media and eloping to other countries.
Wait a minute, angikhoni kahle kubaqedza nyalo longisaphila.
Awesabi lo.
Angisabi sengalungisa mina ngale. Belile abantu abethu lapha abayibona abambe empili nangabe bayibona lokuthiseka lapha ingadi hayi bemntana babese balandzela baqala esikhathini ukuhambela abantu abethu kuvela abantu abathathabi lamajaya abathi qala batabana bese bathathabi.
I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Mxolisi Mavuso, Mvubu.
Vendors during an interview with our reporters today stated that they are tired of a security company who is harassing them while they continue with their business. We have a report.
The students who were denied entry at the school said the action of the school's management left them frustrated because they know very well that they are in Form 3 and Form 5 and they will soon be sitting for their final exams. The students say that they were denied entry because they had not cut their hair according to the deputy principal. On the other hand, the student claimed that their hair is well combed and not big for a student.
Especially deputy because uthi sinetino lethetfuthi inkulu kakhulu and akasifuna kusibona emehleni akhe nje sheketeni.
Sichazele abantu sicaleni lokho nokuthi nifunza bobani.
Tina we're doing Form 5s, most of us asilanga phandle lesingaholi and okay this year akapheli nje asikaqedze ngisho 2 weeks asikole but sekuthiwa azule but kuyatiwa kahle ukuthi mhla ka 7 March siyabhala and 31 siyaqedza kucisha so we just want to keep our hair in peace asifuni kulwisa umuntu just wanna have our hair ngekuthula kuphela asilwi siyacela nakhona
academically ke lokho niphumile
siyasheka kakhulu ngoba sivela ngaphandle kumele besemuva ngemana silapha sethu semuva so obviously lokwenta ngekhathi khamba fast and thina nasila ngaphandle miss out a lot.
Beninganani
besibanengi so labanye babakhoste ukuthi babaforce it was forcefully because baste kubhala ligama and kusasa weta ungahuli kushayela umntalo wakho
bangikhokhile ukuthi angahuli enhloko ngitele imali engiyebula bangikhokhela ukuthi angahuli ngigamile ngahle bashita ngekhaya
bebanitshelile before.
The deputy principal of Tuze High School, Mr. John Dube, said that all students know how they should be presentable and it is all written down in the school prospectus. For Yemaswati channel, I'm Kerry Carlos, Tuze.
Tickets will be available for a match that is expected to be this coming weekend. The Premier League of ESWATINI COO mentioned that only vaccinated supporters will be allowed to buy those tickets and gain entry inside the stadiums. We have a report.
The Premier League of ESWATINI today stated that following the match that is expected to be held this coming weekend, only 2,000 tickets will be sold. This is according to Mr. Pat Villarati, the Premier League of ESWATINI COO, who mentioned that this number is to limit the people entering the stadium. As mentioned, that COVID-19 is still very much active, and this is a way of curbing the spread of the virus.
cishe lokungiyona ngundla lesaniketwa emagunya ukuthi singabafaka abalandzeli abangu 2000 kulandzela ukuthi inkundla yethu yakasomhlolo solo isalungiswa nayo ngilenye ile yaniketwa emalungelo abantu labangu 2000 lemathikithi ke ayatholakala cishe live lonke balandzeli batawatfola kusukela nje elangeni lanamuhla emathikithi asavela sayatholakala ngensimbi yesibili nzambama tabatholakala emathikithi njengoba bengicazile ecaleni ukuthi amathikithi lesawasebenzisa abanyalo ngilawula ngu-2000 enkundleni yasemavuso ngoba kubakhuthatha nekubacela nje balandzeli lokho ukuthi abasukume phasi bawuthenga emathikithi kathengwa ngilabajovile asagcizelele kokubalandzele ngoba noma sesingena khona enkundleni vele sabe sihlola lokho ukuthi umuntu ujovile nangabe kungabonakala ukuthi ujovile vele sitawuvele sikumise eceleni so make sure ukuthi ithikithi na unalo esandleni sakho ngelifanele kungena kulo mdlalo futhi unguye lo jovile ukuthi ungakhona kubukela lo mdlalo.
He made it clear that only people who were vaccinated for COVID-19 will acquire tickets and be granted permission to enter in the stadium.
So kuteke lokunye lesingakhuluma lokwengedekile kuloko sitawukhokha nje amathikithi ethu lataba ngu-2000 and ke kutaba nga first come first serve kusho silofika ekuqala wafika walithenga nase aphelile cishe atabe asaphelile kubo balandzeli abasukume phasi bahambe bawuthenga amathikithi ithikithi ke libita 50 emalangeni ngalo mdlalo utabe umbili utawucala emanzini wandrasi kanye negreen mamba nga first 12 bese sekulandzela wona umdlalo lomkhulu lokuyimbabane Swallows tabe kanye inayo imbabane Highlanders umdlalo utawudlala ngensimbi yesathu nzambama ngelisoni.
He concluded by making it clear that no alcohol is allowed inside stadiums. I am Zandile Mpapane for Channel Yemaswati News with Mxolisi Mavuso Mbabane.
Well, that's all the news we had for tonight, but before ending tonight's bulletin, let's take a recap of the stories which made headlines. The National Disaster Management Agency with the ESWATINI Weather Methodological Team today mentioned that Yemaswati should expect potential cyclones that will hit the kingdom. Students of the University of ESWATINI today boycotted classes as they demanded the government to handle the issue of postgraduate certificate of education. Mdluli family of Madlenya joined a search with residents of the area as they search for their 34-year-old relative who they allege is that he drowned at Lusuthu River on Sunday. Well, that's all the news we had for tonight. Do have yourselves a beautiful evening. Good night.